More to the Game, episode 3, and today's episode might get me canceled.
You need to leave.
Yeah, you see the title, you see the topic, you know how it is in 2023. We're talking about anything in this realm. And before we start, I want to go ahead and tell you that I am not transphobic, homophobic, LGBTQ, any of that phobic. I just wanted to talk about this because I feel like it is a controversial subject and a subject that I feel like a lot of people might not understand or see it in the right way. And today's subject is about transgender athletes and why I think that they should not be allowed to compete in women's sports. And before you people that are tuning in try to cancel me, especially the people that don't follow the channel, don't subscribe to the channel, don't listen to me, and don't know my views on certain subjects. My background is obviously I'm a basketball player, but as a fan, my first sport that I enjoyed and I liked and I watched was women's basketball. That's because my big sister, shout out Big Sis, she was a basketball player, high school, AAU, college, and her games were the first games I went to and watched and followed. So I, for one, am not one of those people that talk down about the WNBA or women athletes or women's sports in general. I support female athletes. I support women. I do not have any ill will towards them, and I only want to see them be successful. I'm a fan. And with that being said, women already don't get the same respect and admiration within the sports world. Like I was saying about the WNBA, people go into the comments on the Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and they be saying all types of reckless stuff.
Get back in the kitchen.
Oh, you don't make no money, this, you suck. All types of hateful, demeaning things. And I don't like that at all. It makes me cringe whenever I see stuff like that because I didn't think that people were that disrespectful towards women. With the whole transgender athlete argument, I want to come at it from a perspective that I want to see women athletes, female athletes. I want to see their sports grow and flourish. I want to see them be protected. And I want to see them reach levels that the men are reaching. So yeah, back to the main point. I do not think that transgender athletes, specifically men that are transitioning to being a woman, should be allowed to compete in women's sports. If you didn't know, women can play in men's leagues. Like a woman can make the NBA, a woman can play in the NFL, a woman can play baseball. Like there's no law against that, no rules against that. However, there are definitely rules against men playing in women's sports, in women's leagues. Just like AAU. Someone that's 15 can play in the 17U group, but someone that's 17 cannot play in the 15U group. There's a distinct advantage that they have that disqualifies them from competing on that level. And that's why I think that transgender women should not be allowed to play on the women's level. They have attributes and characteristics that give them a distinct advantage over the competition. And I think the NCAA rule is that you can't be a transgender athlete competing in women's sports if you were not transitioning by the age of 12, which makes sense because they don't want you to have those advantages because that's when you go through puberty around that age. They don't want you to have already went through puberty as a man or as a young boy, teenager. Even Caitlyn Jenner said that she doesn't think that transgender women should be allowed in women's sports. She was talking about the whole Leah Thomas thing, the swimmer. Leah Thomas was a swimmer at Penn, University of Pennsylvania, or Penn University? I don't know. Penn, she was on the men's team, and then she transitioned and switched to being on the women's team after the mandatory year in between or whatever the rule is. And as far as I know, she was either like an average or below average male swimmer. But when she went over to the women's side, she began winning championships and breaking records. That in itself tells you that you are at an advantage if you are a man that has transitioned to being a woman because of your genetic makeup. If you were to put a WNBA player in the NBA, the difference between the two might not necessarily be who's more skilled, who's a better shooter, passer, dribbler, The difference is the physical aspects. Obviously, the size in terms of the height the strength, the quickness, the athleticism, all in all, the stamina, even some people say like the cardiovascular system. Those physical differences are what makes it so unfair. I remember Brittany Griner, she said that she could beat DeMarcus Cousins, Boogie, in one-on-one.
I'm glad she's that confident in her abilities. But she's also a little delusional. Like the confidence, BG, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. It's not a walk in the park over here.
And there were no NBA players that was on the video that agreed with her. I don't think anyone agreed with her, maybe some of her fellow WNBA players, but it's just not realistic to think that you could be at such a genetic disadvantage and still have the chance to compete at the same level as these guys or transgender women. And I know that a lot of people that may come across this video are going to be angered or disagree and say that they should have the right to be a woman and compete against women. You have the right to do whatever you want to in your life with your body. I am not one of those people that fight against trans rights or trans people, like I said, the LGBTQ plus community. I think I got that right. I don't fight against any of that. I want to see people be happy and live their lives. There's so many people out here that are depressed and don't get to live the lives they want to live because of other people. Just like as a black man, a black person, I don't want help from a white person to better my situation. But I don't want opposition from a white person or a person of any other race just because of my skin color. Just don't be an opposition to people. But in the case of transgender athletes, it's not about someone being transphobic and not wanting you to compete. It's about making things fair for the women that were already born women. We're not saying that you don't get to identify as a woman and feel like a woman. We're saying that in the sports world, you have an advantage that is not fair for those that do not have that same advantage. Just like I said, there's no rules and laws against women competing in those men's sports. You're definitely welcome to compete against men. If they wanted to make a transgender league, or just like you have like Paralympics, you can do Trans Olympics. So they have the same rights to compete and be on that stage because of their particular situation. Not trying to say that there's something wrong with someone for being transgender. I just related to Paralympics because that is a specific athletic field for those people in that group. And that could be a solution. I mean, I'm not here really to provide the solutions. I just wanted to change some people's perspectives on the topic. I know it's very controversial. I know some people won't even listen to what I'm really saying. They're going to see the title. They're going to hear one little piece of something and they're going to be mad about it. And I don't care. You can try to cancel me, but you can't kill me. And if you can't kill me, I'm going to be all right. I might get canceled, y'all. I might. One thing I'll worry about is maybe down the line, like someone might see the title to the video, or we just at a time further along that you can't even say these certain things. And that's the only thing I wonder about, like, in all honesty, I don't really care about being canceled because how many people really watching, I got my loyal MTTG subscribers that I appreciate each and every week for tuning in, but, I don't think I might get too much hate unless it's one of those videos like the white black athletes date white women videos where you just get all types of characters just comment on the video and say whatever. Don't listen to the video. Just say whatever they feel based off of the topic. And if you're one of those people, I appreciate your comments because comments help out the video tremendously. If you watch a video and you can comment, I know some people just watch through the browser so they don't be logged into the account to comment. If you can comment, I don't care if you just put the letter A. Just commenting will make the video get seen by more people and help out the channel to grow. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's topic. Like, subscribe, follow, do all that stuff. And I'm going to come back with more energy and be better going forward. And we're going to continue to keep talking about this controversial topic because that's what you guys want to hear. That's what you guys want to see. And I'm here to bring it to you each and every week.